Attention everyone, my buddy Ron and I have returned from our deep space exile. Seize the assets and stop the waste. Free all political prisoners. Destroy 80% of this bureaucracy. In the first 90 days, we're gonna end all these wars. We're gonna expose all the liars and thieves, cause we've been keeping receipts. Welcome to the SWAT team. Say hello to the new and improved Ron Paul, y'all. Yeah, I'm Ron Paul too. We back, burning down the Capitol, resurrected like Gandalf, the long expected. I said, Ron, let's go save the country, homie. He said, we'll never hoop. They said, not a coup. The country needs us and we love you. I used to hate you and now I love you. I've been watching on X, Twitter, I see what they doing. Elon be exposing the truth while truth turns to trash. Why y'all still hating on Elon? I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense. The world is a stage. There's a lot of actors, it's true. I'm talking Chrissy, Johnny, Hunter, and you. Get that partisan poison out your bloodstream. There are dudes doing dude things. Dude wants moon bases. What are you thinking about? That's the dude you lost sleep screaming about. I've been off and on since I was old enough to read. My spaceship controlled by my mind. Well, what the bad word was his speech, and then Ron Paul been fighting for your liberty since March to March youth. Before I was born for truth. Are you thinking about the well right now of the bad word coming true? Not polarizing, just decentralizing. We're finally monetizing everything they taught us that was good but was evil. Funny how the things that made you cry as a kid, they flip on you, are funny now. And the things they told you were bad for you are maybe the best thing on earth right now. And the liars are exposed. They gave Hunter not polarizing, just decentralizing. We're finally monetizing everything they taught us that was good but was evil. Funny how the things that made you cry as a kid, they flip on you, are funny now. And the things they told you were bad for you are maybe the best thing on earth right now. And the liars are exposed. They gave Hunter.
This is a Dissident Media production. DissidentMedia.net.
In a world where everything sucks, two men have the balls to laugh at it. This is The System is Down.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Trump is cleansing Gaza. Elon is cleansing the government. Ron Paul is auditing the Fed. USAID is crazier than you could imagine. Go share it. Let's get going.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Today's episode is brought to you by you. People like Sir Tur, Nathan Gall, Keenover, Gilda Kate, John Winshower, Bob Seifert, Autumn, Carolina, Trashman, Abergit Dees, Zanger Tattoo, JC, Justin Savoy, Perry Noer, Donald Villa, Ozymataz, Buck Shank, Sean Luke Picard, Van Zott Media, Stephen Hartman, Craig DaCosta, Tim Brown, Mary Rome, Justin Zelinsky, and many, many more. If you want to get your name on that list and have it read incorrectly someday, going over to patreon.com/thesystemsdown, where you'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more content. Much, much more content, because there's a whole backlog, even if I don't have time to do a lot of after parties lately. I was going to do a pre-show one today, and then I got in here to sit down at my desk, and it was just not in order because of a lot of things that I've been working on lately that we'll get to probably in just a few minutes. But yeah, there will be an after party at some point because I've got extra stuff that's not going to fit into this main episode. If you want more, long story short, go to patreon.com/thesystemsdown and support. And I am joined once again, and as almost always, by the great, the one, the only, Mr. Dave Casey. Dave, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for the confetti. Nice warm welcome. Nice backdrop. Look at that.
Looking fresh.
Styling.
See, you just had to step your backdrop game up too, since I did.
I had to, bro. That sign hanging in the back is real nice, glowy. It catches my eye, and yeah, I needed my own.
It says I'm a serious podcast journalist with integrity who does lots of, I don't know. I don't think
Very important things.
I don't think it screams journalist by any stretch, but it screams what we do here, which is make dick and fart jokes about the news. Dave, there's been a lot going on in the news. We missed last week entirely. I had a whole bunch of Roger Ver stuff going on, and you had a whole bunch of work and family life and all sorts of things. And yeah, we missed it. We missed it. Is there anything that was specific to last week that we missed? I mean, we're going to get into some of the things that happened last week, but is there anything that stood out to you last week as the most important thing?
Yeah, I think it was last week. The whitest of white pills. The Elon
bomb in Gaza.
Yeah, that part. We'll talk about that.
We'll get there.
Yeah, so there's an upside and downside to every Schwartz.
That's right.
That's funny. It's Schwartz. Yeah. So, but the Ron Paul Elon thing is just enough to make me forgive even the sickest genocide.
Yeah.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
We'll get into
not
it.
good.
We'll get into all that, and we'll get into even more. But before we do, as I mentioned, I do want to once again highlight Roger Ver because he is still facing his uphill battle with his case, and he just went on Alex Jones last week, and immediately after I put together a video from it that is Alex Jones's endorsement video of Donald Trump pardoning Roger Ver, and his Roger's latest appeal was denied, so he is currently just on the hook for any time they come and take him at any moment. He's going to be gone and extradited back to the United States, where he will be facing up to 109 years in prison for the evil, evil crime of, owning himself and becoming a non-citizen of the United States. And the United States owns you, and they own your money. And if you decide to divorce from the ownership of the United States, they insist that you give them 50% of everything in your name to yourself in personhood, even if, and some of it could be unrealized gains of like early days of Bitcoin versus 10 years later than when they decide to throw you in prison because it wasn't, whatever. There's a lot to it. There's like almost a dozen videos that I've put out on this case, and he's been on Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, and Alex Jones. So we're going to watch just a bit of this Alex Jones shot.
Trump's in, we're winning big, but there are still a lot of people we can't leave behind, like myself and Roger Ver, who's in even worse crosshairs of the bad guys. He's the latest victim of government lawfare, just like President Trump. Also known as Bitcoin Jesus, one of the biggest pioneers of the crypto revolution. He invested millions to build the industry, but he was falsely targeted by Biden's DOJ and is facing 109 years in prison over politically motivated tax charges. This is a big deal. I've been following his work for years. He's been very prolific pro-Trump, very prolific pro-Bitcoin, been a huge supporter of America and freedom. And so as a little gift, like they give us all, he was indicted for tax evasion. And even mainline analysts said this is just preposterous. Within hours or days, he'll be on an airplane shackled, flying into some gulag. My colleagues have been put in prison in this building for nothing. So I know this is a lie. I know this is a fraud. But people, you have to understand, it's not just the CIA funding lies about Roger Ver, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Alex Jones. They open up on you to demonize you before they then send the Justice Department to indict you. So these are all coordinated conspiracy against rights. They are afraid of populist free market ecosystems. That's the main thing that threatens them. Our example here in America is supercharging populist peaceful revolutions. Roger Ver, a true trailblazing visionary, another person the deep state saw from afar away and said, cut that one down, it'll grow too big. It is so communist and so cuckoo land that they do this. We need a mass unconditional pardon for all of the Bitcoin people. This is pure crap. I mean, I've experienced it. I know. We've literally been in the same foxholes. Trump has promised that the new Department of Justice will end the Democrats' lawfare and Biden's war on Bitcoin. President Trump really needs to dismiss the charges against Roger Ver. If they can get Roger, they can get the rest of us. Find out more at freerogernow.org.
Yeah, do it.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Trump, I don't
Wow,
know what
man.
else you need, but there's the Alex Jones endorsement.
You know what he needs, man? I think he needs there to be a stink. Like, if that happens, if he is extradited, I bet you that would be the thing that creates a stink, and it would just force him to do something. And I bet you he'll want to do the popular thing that his homies would, like Alex Jones would vouch for.
Yep.
Well done on that, bro.
Thank you. No one at all agrees, and whoever that is says you are amazing, my love.
Thank you, stranger, for
Thank you,
your
stranger.
valued opinion.
Thank you for the adoration. And if you are one of those people who not only wants Roger Ver freed, but you like that video and like this show, go on over and smash that like and subscribe button, because that's what we're supposed to say on the internet when we do things. That's how we know that you love us. No, that's how we get the word out to more people about stuff like this, because the more you like it, the more the algorithm bumps it, the less YouTube can squash us down. So please do, and we will love you forever. And go send the petition at freerogernow.org. Now, moving on to that, I mean that was sad and all, but let's move on to the saddest thing of last week, the saddest post of the entire week, Dave. Did you see this? Just kidding. I hope you did not, because the saddest post of the week was last Wednesday when I said, "It's my birthday. Send money." And it literally has zero anything on it.
Oh,
Not a
it was your
single
birthday?
engagement. It sure
kidding.
was. Unbeknownst to anybody. Now, this is the difference.
Literally everyone.
This is the difference between Twitter and Facebook. And I got to say, I prefer this, because Facebook is just like bots, like boomer bots, like, happy birthday person I've never met, happy birthday person I've never met, happy birthday person I've never met. And it's all the same shit. I would, as sad as it makes me that literally zero people cared about this post. I still prefer that. So,
You appreciate the honesty, the realism of this platform over.
Hey, it's my birthday. Fuck you. We don't care.
Right.
Go celebrate in your own way. Leave us alone.
Right. I will take uncomfortable slavery over. Bro, incredible.
I was scrolling
happy
through.
birthday.
Thank you. I was scrolling through my feed yesterday in preparation for this show, and I'd forgotten that post was there, and I just scrolled past it. I was like, "Wow, guys, cool!" And
happy.
I thought about deleting it
from literally everyone.
Yeah, I thought about deleting it, but then I decided it was even more fun to bring it up and shame you guys and me all at the same time.
That's quality content.
Yeah,
that's what you turned that into.
Yeah, and no one at all is correct. I do have a real family in real life that has real value to me, unlike the rest of you fuckers. Now, moving on. Elon Musk. We're talking about a bunch of Elon Musk and Donald Trump and everything. I did want to bring this up before we get too deep into it also, because this was just like a beautiful screenshot that I think just perfectly encapsulated what the last like week and a half has been in a beautiful way. All in one go here. Elon Musk says, "I love @real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man." Under that, Ye says, "I am a Nazi." Under that, Donald Trump says, "I will be signing an executive order next week ending the ridiculous Biden push for paper straws, which don't work, back to plastic." And under that, Ye says, "I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs."
Oh my god!
And y'all expect me to be black-pilled right now? Y'all expect me to not be enjoying this ride? Because, yeah, some of that's a little bit concerning. But, if you don't enjoy the ride, then you should just move to Canada and get off the ride. Yeah, there's been a few things going on, and first and foremost, I do want to watch the clip on Donald Trump making his latest, greatest executive order, the return of the plastic straws to our society, a proper society, once again.
Next, this is an executive order relating to the use of paper straws. As you've consistently identified, nobody really likes paper straws.
Number 1 trending. Can you believe it? A paper straw was number 1 trending for 3 days or so.
Watch the guy behind him. I don't know who this is, security or something, but he is just busting up laughing the whole time at this proposal.
Environmental impact of plastic straws versus paper straws is entirely unclear. This has cost both the government and private industry an absolute ton of money and left consumers all over the country wildly dissatisfied with their straws. So we're asking aspects of the federal government, federal departments and agencies to look at their existing procurement processes, and we're asking your Domestic Policy Council to look holistically at this issue to address it, and it really is something that affects ordinary Americans in their everyday lives.
We're going back to plastic straws. These things don't work. I've had them many times, and on occasion they break, they explode. Something's hot, they don't last very long, like a matter of minutes, sometimes a matter of seconds. It's a ridiculous situation, so we're going back to plastic straws.
I like the guy who is presenting them. He's like a perfect Trump lackey. He's like, sir, as you've correctly pointed out, these straws are just shit. So
They just explode all over you. We all know.
You really nailed that one. You let America know that these straws are shit. That's great.
Crushed it. Great one. Keep it going. Now, I mean, some people, of course, on the internet are saying that this is stupid and petty and a waste of Donald Trump's time and resources or what have you. Was it not stupid and petty for Biden to enact the paper straw initiative in the first place? All Donald Trump's doing is saying, drink out of whatever the fuck you want. The sea turtles are going to be fine. This is the least of their concerns right now. What do you think, Dave? Is this a big deal? Is this a monumental occasion that we don't have to drink out of soggy paper anymore?
It's incredible. I mean, look, we should probably, as a people, use less plastic. You know, it's not great.
Fuck you,
Chemicals,
Dave. You freaking
chemicals are
commie.
bad. But the choice goes above that, of course. And yeah, paper straws are shit. So drink out of a cup like a man, or like get a fucking
Or a bottle. Glass bottle. Full of beer.
Exactly. And then drop a straw in that bad boy and just sip away.
I'm drinking all my beers with plastic straws from now on.
Yep, that's the way we do it in America.
Mm-hmm. I am curious if RFK, like, famously, environmentalist guy who was fighting for, like, a lawyer prosecuting for environmentalism shit. I wonder what his take is on this, if he cares, or if he agrees that this was a waste of resources to begin with for a nonsense issue. I don't know, but
yeah, I bet you he doesn't use plastic or paper straws no matter what. Nobody likes paper straws. That's the thing.
Sure.
You shouldn't mandate something that sucks. If you want to go the RFK route and ban stuff, then I don't know. Okay, but don't make us use an inferior product. That's just weird.
Absolutely. Now, another thing. Donald Trump says, for far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful. I have instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. Let's rip the waste out of our great nation's budget, even if it's a penny at a time. Brilliant. Yes. Fuck your pennies. I mean, we've all been saying this for a very long time. Nobody wants pennies. You see a penny on the ground, you probably aren't picking it up. A penny saved is not even a penny earned anymore. A penny saved is half a penny earned if it goes off of its actual value. And just get rid of the pennies. Almost nobody's even using cash. Not that they shouldn't. They should, but pennies aren't doing it. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, that's the pennies aren't doing it. People don't respect money these days, and they don't understand economics. But kids, dude, I'm sure pennies make it into the trash. You know what I mean? Like a lot more than people clean out their cars, pennies. Who gives a fuck? But the real thing is not that. I mean, stop making pennies. It costs too much money to do. But there's an economics lesson in there, and that's the dollar has been devalued so much that you can't afford to print your own money. Like, just take that to its own logical conclusions. Like, soon it will be the nickels. Yeah. They will be the next to go. Sure. And then you know what I mean? And so
and Romulus brings up a good point, too, on that. He says, the concern I've heard that I also share seems like baby steps to a cashless society.
Exactly.
Sure, but...
Wait a second. We spend billions of trillions of dollars a year printing money. We don't have to spend that anymore.
I mean, at least the paper. This is not a good thing, but the paper's not backed by anything. So, I mean, at least it's not worth $1 to print $1 like it is to create a penny.
Yeah, but still, a fiat dollar, fiat cash dollar is better than a centralized federal currency.
Agreed.
By 1,000%.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm not alarmed, I guess, but I kind of share the sentiment that we just like a slippery slope there, just eliminating your money that you can hold.
Well, first they came for the pennies, and I said nothing because I didn't give a shit, and then they came for the nickels, and I said nothing for I don't pick up nickels.
And then
either.
I was like, I ain't a nickel, so keep going.
And then they came for the quarters, and there was not a way to get a cart at the Aldi, so I am very upset, but it's too late to get my groceries for only a mere quarter. Let's move on to this interaction. Well, there's this whole, the thing. Trump, Bibi, Trump basically saying that he's going to take over Gaza and cleanse Gaza. He's going to get all the Palestinians out of there. He did not say he's giving it to Israel. He said we're keeping it. And
we talked about this, didn't we?
Did we? I think this has happened since last time. I know it's been a while, but I think this has happened since last time.
I feel like we talked about this, but I do smoke a lot of weed. I could just be making that up.
Me too. So, either way, it's fine. We'll do it again.
The U.S. will
Reruns.
take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
All right. So there's that angle, and then there's the angle of Bibi also watching, and people have pointed out that he looks smug. It's kind of hard to read his facial expressions. He looks smug, but he also looks surprised, like this was kind of news to him. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a body language expert. I need more information personally, but I've seen a lot of different views on this. Of course, libertarians, including myself, rightly so, immediately came out to be like, fuck you, no, this is not a good idea. That's regime change in another package, and it's no different than Afghanistan, Iraq, or any of the others. But with this, there's also been a lot of, I guess, gray-pilled, white-pilled people, hopeful people who want to take Trump entirely at his word that he's not going to start any new wars. This is just a bargaining tactic. He's just, saying things to make Bibi uncomfortable, to force somebody's hand or force peace talks or whatever. Nobody really knows exactly what Donald Trump's plan is here, but if we're taking him at his word, his plan sounds really bad, and it sounds like he's planning on sending in the military to remove everybody from this area and only let certain people back into it. Whatever your take is on that, I would imagine it's not great if it literally pans out that way. But Dave, do you have any thoughts on where this goes or how literal we should take this?
So I don't share the white-pilled aspect here, or the I don't, because this strikes me as like what the real danger, the real Achilles heel, as Scott Horton said, that Trump has, and that's the Zionism problem, man. So I worry about that, and it sounds like they don't. The weirdest part, again, I think I might have said this, but the weirdest part about that whole thing with him and Bibi is that he stood 6 feet away from the guy who did all the destruction and brought all the death that he was talking about, and he didn't say
so many people are dying. We can't. I don't want to point any blame.
Right. Oh, it's been
on
going
the guy
on for
to my
years.
right.
Right, and it'll just keep going if you move back. It's like, is that a veiled threat because exactly who does the death there, or I can't exactly pinpoint it, but I know that sounds exactly like classic Trump to me. Is, hey man, I'm the guy who builds stuff. You like
Yeah.
hotels and casinos, and you want to bring money and wealth and build a port city where tourists come, and you want to expand Israel out. And like, that sounds like the guy that could maybe help do that. And now I have the United States military that I can use as your own, like security force. And like, of course, the way like he spins it is just like, well, we'll be there and we're the experts. So we'll take care of these bombs and we'll make sure that everybody's safe. But what you're really doing is putting American soldiers like dead smack in the middle of like what would be harm's way.
Right.
So like you're providing security for the people, for Netanyahu and his people, while they expand their land and culture and government and all the rest. It's just like, sounds like a really good deal, like, for some people.
Sure.
I don't know about that one though.
Yeah, it's not exactly the "I want the dying to stop" narrative that we got before when he was asked about Ukraine and Israel. That was his blanket statement. I want the killing to stop. If you can figure out a way to accomplish this and have there be no killing, I will be very surprised, and we'll see where it goes. But speaking of the killing, he also had some statements this week. We are front-loading this a bit with a lot of shitty things. The entire back half of this episode is going to be a whole bunch of praise, so stick around because there's a whole lot of good stuff. Don't get too down just yet. But Trump was asked about what would happen if he was, like, they've been floating this, Iran is planning an assassination on Donald Trump's life since before the election, and they're still beating that drum. And so Trump was asked in a press conference of some sort, what would happen if he was killed, and this was his answer.
And why say that you're unhappy to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That'd be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader, or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total
kill Elon, we're obliterating
him. That did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it.
Okay, so nations should be obliterated when they kill other nations' leaders, as though we haven't done that. Like, the question was about us killing Soleimani, and what if they retaliate? And he's like, well, any nation that kills another nation's leader should be obliterated. It's like, hold on. Like, now, there's a couple ways to look at this, too, I think. Is this just Donald Trump talking a big game, like, we will absolutely wipe you off the face of the earth, whether I'm still alive or not, if you kill one of our top officials? Big talk, or is this a precursor also for the next move of, like, because, again, they've been saying that Iran is trying to kill Donald Trump. That doesn't explain why the Secret Service didn't try to keep Donald Trump from getting assassinated at all in Pennsylvania. But with all that setup of Iran's trying to kill Trump, Iran's trying to kill Trump, Iran's trying to kill Trump, now all it's going to take is like somebody close to Trump dying, or even maybe another assassination attempt similar to the last one, for Trump to be like, well, I told you I'd obliterate you, so going to war with Iran, sorry, we had to do it. Are you? What kind of pill are you on this one, Dave? Is this just big talk, or is this bad precedence?
No, man. I mean, I don't know if he's being played, or if he's just totally on board, or if he's kind of just passive or whatever, but they want that war so fucking bad. And, even these are good. I'm excited that Tulsi is, head of DNI. Pete Hegseth used to be terrible on the Iraq war, but he's come around on some stuff. It's like, okay, like he's definitely an upgrade from the last Secretary of Defense. Probably going to get RFK in there. We got Elon. Like, these are encouraging things, but No, man, I'm not encouraged. About that, I'm a little bit black-pilled. A little bit.
Well, I don't even have Tulsi winning on the notes for today. I know it is the number, like the biggest story on Twitter right now that Tulsi got confirmed, and RFK Jr. is looking like within the next 24 to 48 hours he will be confirmed as well. I don't know what else there is to say on that. Cool. She's in. She got it. So, cool. I will wait and see where she goes with it also, because she has a track record of being a better Democrat, and I hope that she's more than that by this point. And, if that's her role, then I hope that...
they all have the Zionist problem, though.
Right.
Like, that's the problem.
And we've all been pushing for all of them in, like, you're a subversive type, and we like a lot of that you say, but they do all have one thing in common, and that is that they probably agree with Trump on a lot of this glass Gaza and,
dude,
and
you know what? We're at a place, and I'm not suggesting, I hope this does never happen. And but if anything happened to Trump, millions of Americans would be like, turn Iran into, forget the Gaza Strip.
One guy to have 9/11.0. Like,
they will feel justified. They will feel justified incinerating millions of people, innocent people, because their boy called it one.
Yeah.
That's a really dangerous place. Just to, I would obviously be extremely pissed, and that would be terrible and awful for our country just to go through. And please protect them. But that's a crazy place to be. And even if it's like, like he was saying, a number 2 or a number 3 or an affiliate, or like just some guy that, was close to him or something like that. And Trump should know better, because those 2 patsies that tried to, take him out before were not Iranian jobs. Clearly. So people are trying to kill you. It doesn't look like that's where it's coming from, though. So I'm wondering where he's getting this mis and disinformation from. Yep. Maybe it's from the guy that he was giving the speech 6 feet away from the other day.
Who knows? There's no way of knowing, really. Who's responsible for anything? It's probably Iran, because that's our biggest target. So why wouldn't it be Iran?
Sure.
Now, speaking of things that are boomer-tastic, and I think this will be possibly the conclusion of our upset moments on this episode, but Vivek Ramaswamy had another boomer take this week. He said, bring back the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem in the classroom daily. To which I'm sure a lot of boomer cons who are fine with glassing Gaza and fine with glassing Iran are very enthusiastic about the idea of, but I personally don't think this has ever been the war to fight. I do like a good patriotic young lad who, loves the fact that he has a lot of privileges in the country that he lives in, and is, grateful of the nation that he was born in. But pledging allegiance to a flag is and has always been and always will be creepy. And if Kamala Harris became the communist dictator that we all knew that she would, were we supposed to still pledge our allegiance to whatever, whoever, wherever is in charge? That is, I feel like the Pledge of Allegiance, it's seen as patriotic, but it's almost counter-patriotic, because I don't know, were the founding fathers pledging allegiance to England when they were like, nope, we're going to go have freedom now? Like, you don't pledge allegiance to anything other than, I don't know, God, your family, your freedom, like things that are worth pledging allegiance to. And
I'm pretty sure
they made it into
the song. They made it into the song, though. I'm pretty sure God and liberty, if not freedom.
Sure,
bro. I think I know the libertarian position on this, because the guy will come in with actually, this was written by a socialist. So I'm totally aware of that. And, you're right that this is kind of boomer-tastic on Vivek's on his part by just saying, you know what we should do? We should bring this back. So what are you implying? That like, oh, in the public school system that's thriving, the real problem is that kids aren't doing this? Like
Right.
that is stupid.
Yeah.
And you
Not to
shouldn't
mention there was a
mandate
community notes there saying 47 out of 50 U.S. states already require a daily recital of the pledge. And I think that should be overturned. But
that should be overturned. I didn't know that. That's fucked up.
yeah, almost every single state already enforces this, Vivek. So settle down.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's not enough for you. I would say but I'm kind of riding the line a little bit because I'm okay with, it is a little bit bizarre, but you're not really like pledging allegiance to the flag, but the republic for which it stands. So like that is okay with me, and liberty and justice for all is also okay with me. So
Sure.
all kids get indoctrinated. If you're going to like get something, really plugged in there, it could be way worse.
Yeah. And at the same time as this shouldn't be Vivek's biggest concern about the school system, this also isn't my biggest concern about the school system, that it not be enforced. Like I have way more issues with the public school system than that they enforce the very patriotic national whatever. The pledge, anthem.
Both.
Oh, he's
both
got
are
the anthem.
bangers.
Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem in the classroom. So we're supposed to sing every day too? We got to have two rituals every single day in the classroom?
Bro, to bust out the national anthem, you got to be able to fucking belt that shit. You can't just put that in front of a bunch of idiot
I've seen a lot of professional musicians fuck up the national anthem royally. So yeah, it's asking a lot, Vivek.
Listen,
settle down.
I used to go to a lot of city council meetings, and they would always start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And these people, man, like these are like the people who are civically engaged, and then they'll just be like, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America." Like, come on! I would be the one. I feel like I would want to like get it up. So like, if you're gonna do it, at least if you're gonna stand up and you're gonna do this thing, don't be a fucking limp dick about it. Like, fucking say it.
Right. If you're gonna be
you get up there.
If you're going to be a cog in the machine, be a good cog. But if you're
Damn right.
if you're just going to fuck around, then don't even bother.
Right.
Now, if you're in a classroom and you are working in a classroom because you're a teacher in a classroom and you slip and fall, you should contact Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Have you or a loved one been injured by some fuck nuggets, reckless driving, a tumble at your shitty job, or some other form of dumb shit outside of your control? Well, fear not, because today's episode is sponsored by a lawyer. Lone Star Injury Attorneys is an award-winning personal injury law firm that achieves maximum results for its injured clients. Max the Axe is not just a lawyer, but a hardcore Mises Caucus libertarian and also a big supporter of this show and all of our bullshit. Max is the best personal injury lawyer in Texas, but don't judge him by his occupation or location. Max is an avid defender of liberty and justice in whatever state you got fucked in. If you've been injured and your ass needs saving, go with the pros at Lone Star Injury Attorneys. Visit lonestarinjuryattorneys.com or Google Max the Axe. Consultations are free and you don't pay a single dime unless you win. Once again, go to lonestarinjuryattorneys.com and get your ass covered.
Hey there, do you like shirts? Of course you do. Well, get a load of these shirts from dissidentshop.com. Your one-stop shop for all the latest designs that will make your friends go, "Oh, wow. That guy is so based, I want to be his friend during the apocalypse." Go to dissidentshop.com and wear the dissidents you want to see in the world.
And we're so back, baby. Moving on. We got to talk about good stuff because I'm getting sad here and we got to bring it up a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that's out of the way. We do that just to get all the, the cult members off our backs at the beginning. They rage quit long before they get to where we actually praise their guy and, say the good things. But
that's it. Gotta earn it.
That's right. So, first and foremost, this USAID thing has been quite the scandal and quite the talk of the town over the last week or so, because in the auditing of USAID, lots of what some people have referred to as waste, government abuse in their spending, just I know it's all a matter of opinion whether or not this type of stuff is waste, but you decide for yourself. If your tax dollars, if you found out hypothetically, and this wasn't absolutely a very real thing, if you found out hypothetically that your tax dollars were going to things like Sri Lankan journalists learning how to avoid binary gender language, or $20 million for new Sesame Street show in Iraq, or I don't know, like $1.3 million for 2 Arab and Jewish photographers, $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica, $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, $2 million to promote LGBT equality through entrepreneurship in Latin America. I mean, there's so many. I don't know where to even start in commenting on any of these. Feel free to jump in at any point, Dave. Maybe 10 million funded meals, which went to an Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group. We're literally buying our enemy's lunch and spending $10 million to do it of taxpayer money. You got a thought or two on any of this stuff, Dave?
Well, obviously, all of the specific little 3 million here, 10 million there. This is all amazing rage bait. It really is. And it's
As
all
it should be.
ridiculous. No, it absolutely, you should be enraged that your money is going anywhere, but this stuff is laughable and certainly infuriating. Like, why the LGBT advocacy in Jamaica? What are you advocating? To be gay?
More gay. Be more gay, Jamaicans.
Right. So no, this is crazy. But the larger thing here, dude, is like, and normies don't get this, but everybody knows, like, the Hydra, like that's what this is, or at least like you're starting to see, like what the real function here is, like underneath the hood, like how it actually works. Like all of, like, hundreds and hundreds of NGOs and different nonprofits and little things popping up over. They're all zombie organizations that would not exist had it not been for the Hydra coming in and going, well, here's $1 million for you to whatever to do this thing, and it's probably all money laundering operations for either just smart people.
I don't think all money laundering. I feel like some of them, not that they were legitimate causes, but they were probably people who had a legitimate, like, I want like lesbian basket weaving in Uganda to be a thing, and former administrations were much more like, oh, they're lesbian, okay, well then let's send $10 billion to the Ugandans for the Ugandan lesbians for their basket weaving. Like, I don't know how. I am curious how many of these were. I suppose it can possibly be both too. It can be laundering through the means of just getting anything passed that has LGBT on it, because I mean, there does seem to be a very common thread in a lot of this waste being focused specifically on gay activism and trans activism and whatnot. So, yeah, how much of that was somebody with a cause that they thought was a noble cause, and the administration went along with it because they said it is wrong to say that this is not a noble cause, and how many of those were the exact same thing, but it was actually for a completely different cause that money went somewhere else. So, sorry, I'm rambling.
No,
cut you off to do it.
No, it's cool. It's just, but like, it's not. This isn't just like Biden stuff. Like, this is one of the biggest, I would say, money laundering deep state schemes that they have going, and like one of the longest standing ones. And it's so, like all government titles for stuff like, the Patriot Act or the CARES Act or Citizens United, it's got a USAID. Like, the name is just like, we're here to help. United
America
States
Good Things Act.
Right. It's incredible how they do that. And Ron Paul did a great video on it. Like, people probably envision, helpers bringing in rice and grain to people. Like, that's not what this is. It's the regime change apparatus. Getting exposed. It's great.
Yep. 10 million. Oh, I already read that one. 2.1 million to help the BBC value the diversity of Libyan society. 6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. Digital spaces. 6 million to change digital spaces for an ideology. $2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. 16.8 million for a separate inclusion group in Vietnam. I don't know.
So I mean, but you when you see spending like this, you have to assume that their goal is to spend as much money spend as they possibly can.
Yeah, I could tell Ugandans about how to be gay for a lot cheaper than $10 million, but maybe I'm just better at it than the entire United States government. Penis, butt, goes in. The end. All right. Now, let's move on to Chuck Schumer, because Chuck Schumer, so with all of this Elon Musk stuff, everybody's real big mad that Elon Musk has come in. He has enacted this coup. That's what the Mockingbird media is referring to it as. It is a coup because he was not democratically elected to the position of authority that he is currently in, where he is exposing corruption and encouraging the administration to fire people who were also not democratically elected. We're talking about just employees who were hired, proved that they had nothing better to do than send all of our money to make Africa gayer, and everybody's mad because this is a coup. It's a coup to get rid of government waste. It's a coup to make things run more efficiently. If it's a coup to make things work and end fucking nonsense spending, then I mean, the masks are coming off in quite a beautiful way, because anybody who's still like, we're mad that USAID was overturned because, you know, who's going to feed the homeless if we're not making Africa gayer? And I don't know, like, the corruption is so flagrantly on the nose and out in the open at this point that anybody who is, and everybody, all of the people who are so mad and calling this a coup, like Chuck Schumer, yeah, it just shows you who they're working for exactly. If they're like, we want all of America's money to go towards nonsense causes in other places, and anything opposed to that is the enemy, then, whatever. Here's Chuck Schumer.
They could be next. Nope. Or maybe also know this is just the beginning. If Doge attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service, or the IRS, or even the Social Security Administration. They could be next. Or maybe our national security agencies. We also know this is just the beginning.
So, yeah. He's scared. Chuck Schumer is scared that Elon Musk might also audit other worthless causes. And expose them for being as worthless as they are. Who knows where this ends? How many... Won't somebody think of the worthless causes, please? Like, yeah.
This just makes me, again, whenever I feel like, I don't know, man, Palantir is kind of fucked up, JD Vance, I don't know, Elon, richest man in the world, I don't know, getting in there, brain chips and stuff. And then I see fucking Chuck Schumer panicking, and all of Europe panicking, and all the awful people you can think of panicking. So it's like,
let's see where he goes.
Yeah,
we'll give the kid a shot. Yep. The enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend, but I'm gonna give him more benefit of the doubt. The guy who's saying we don't need to throw all of our money down the toilet, over the guy who's saying it is evil to not throw all of our money down the toilet. And moving on to, here's Donald Trump talking about Elon Musk and the coup accusations, and yeah, what the plans are.
I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him to do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that.
And I think that's a real good point that he's making there, because everybody's saying Elon was not elected. He was not elected. He was not elected. Therefore, it's bad. It's a coup. And Donald Trump's just saying, he kind of was, because this isn't news. This is exactly what I was saying the entire time, that Elon Musk is going to enact this Doge thing, and it's going to clean up government waste. And we all said, fuck yeah, and we went in and voted for Donald Trump / Elon Musk. And I don't care who's the president. I don't care who's getting the job done. I care that the job's getting done. And it seems like the job's getting done exactly, well, not exactly, but very, very much similar to the things that were promised by Donald Trump are being done by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And if Donald Trump hires other people to help him enact what he got elected on doing, to do, like, I'm not sure where libertarians are pissed off about this. Like, I've seen some people saying the same talk points in the libertarian circles of like, this guy wasn't elected and now he's just an authoritarian dictator. It's like, or he's a hired auditor to some degree who's saying, cut that, cut that, cut that. And Donald Trump's saying, yep, cut that. All right. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if Donald Trump hired Ron Paul to come in and say, we should audit the Federal Reserve or abolish the Federal Reserve, I would not have any problem with Ron Paul not being democratically elected to that position either. Dave, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, democracy, of course, is fake and gay.
Yeah,
sure. We were never the promoters of that. But even if that was your thing, this is the side that championed that Time magazine article. A shadow cabal of unelected leaders and media moguls and celebrities and influencers, you know, hijacked this election to steal it, essentially.
Yeah.
Dude, these people are the worst. It's like they forget. This was so short amount of time ago. But like the conservatives even and the Republicans have at least been saying for a while that the bureaucracy is the problem. It is unelected people. The permanent class. That's
right.
The problem. Most people in Washington, though, forever weren't elected. Most people are government contractors, hired guns. Maybe they work for, people that were elected or whatever. But, there's probably 5 staffers for every, politician that was elected. Like, do the math. They weren't elected. So again, these are just like they're grasping at paper straws, trying to do something that, just won't work. Because people did technically vote for that. Like that is actually, it's not the electoral process that brought in Elon Musk, but definitely like the people voted with their voice.
Who elected Dr. Fauci?
Right. It's like that's a great example to point to, bro. I mean, yeah,
he had a whole lot more of authority over our lives than Elon Musk saying we need to stop wasting money.
Right. And on TV way more than the president.
Yep. Giving
advice, telling people what to do. Like, and people loved it. They made t-shirts, they made candles, they made vigils.
Yep.
Pathetic. These are the shittiest people in the world.
Documentaries. I can't wait to see the documentary. I want to see a favorable documentary about what is going on behind the scenes of Elon Musk doing these audits, bringing, like we heard, supposedly with some of these organizations, like I think USAID was one of them, where he brought them and sat down each employee and basically had an interview with them and asked them, essentially, what would you say you do here? And if they couldn't answer, then that was it. And that's how it should be at any job anywhere, let alone taxpayer-funded government positions. If you're not doing shit, or if you're not doing good shit, go home, go anywhere else. You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here. You cannot keep sucking off the taxpayers' teat while, doing absolutely nothing. So good on him. I hope it's every bit as legit as it is so far seeming to be. Concerns aside, and you said earlier, like, yeah, the Gaza thing sucks, but there's a lot of good stuff here too. And I put out a poll the other day that's like, which thing do you think brings more liberty in your lifetime? Is it or no, that's not what it was. It was just like, which thing would you prefer? Kamala Harris's freeing of Palestine or Ron Paul's auditing of the Fed? And that's a tough question. it's a tough. It should be a tough question for libertarians, but I mean, Kamala Harris wasn't going to end the war in Gaza in any way, shape, or form. She said multiple times leading up to the election that all of their pleas to Benjamin Netanyahu were basically ignored, and he didn't give a shit what she had to say. We weren't getting Gaza freed, no matter who won the election, unless by the act of whoever, the libertarian gods or the libertarian gods. Chase Oliver got in there, surpassed his 0.8% or whatever he got. But now with Trump, with all of that, also comes this beautiful pairing of Elon Musk kind of semi-endorsing Ron Paul auditing the Federal Reserve. Now, I know that libertarians are very quick to take this will be great or that's a good idea from Elon Musk as it's an actual official endorsement. I don't know. I mean, this white pills me to some extent. I don't foresee it necessarily happening, but so much has happened over the last couple of weeks that I never foresaw happening. The things that were only discussed, only talked about, like ending the Department of Education. I mean, it seems like we're there, right? We did that, didn't we? Is that official?
I don't know. I mean, we still have a Department of Education, but that's
right.
Making
but
moves.
Like we're moving forward with that, right?
I think so. I mean, Trump just said, "Oh, we want to do it. That's happening real soon, and that's going to be the next place he goes." But I'll just say this, dude. I don't even wear hats. But if Ron Paul is appointed by the president, this is a presidential appointment. If he's appointed chairman of the Federal Reserve, I will buy the red hat. I will buy the red hat and I will wear it in public.
I'll go further. If Ron Paul is anything to do with the Federal Reserve, if he has any say in anything at all that happens with the Federal Reserve, I'm good. Like, I also saw some libertarians that were like, Ron Paul auditing the Federal Reserve will not be enough. He needs to end the Federal Reserve. Yes, we know the thing that you've been screaming for 25 years. We do need to end the Federal Reserve, and we agree. But nobody else is even considering bringing Ron Paul anywhere near the Federal Reserve. If Ron Paul is able to walk in and say, hey, guys, let's talk, I regret nothing. No matter what he does with war, I regret nothing. I will be not happy if he moves forward with war, but I will regret nothing if Ron Paul gets anywhere near. And I already don't. Regret anything because we've gotten enough wins already and we're still getting more. And as the press secretary said earlier today when she was asked about, I don't even remember what the topic was, but she ended it with like, he's busy, he's doing a lot of stuff. You're seeing it all, you're freaking out about it, and it's only Wednesday. Yes, it's only Wednesday. And I cannot keep up with everything. I don't know if we still have a Department of Education or not. Elon said it's gone, and Thomas Massey, I think, said something about it's going, and it's so hard to keep up with any of this stuff. But yeah, if I don't know, I don't remember where else I was going with that, but yeah,
bro, he's unstoppable right now. The only person that could fuck this up is him. He right now he's absolutely Trump because of. I mean, Elon's a part of it, but like this, dude, the stuff they're doing, like the, what they call it back in the day when the president used to do the radio hour, like what they call those, was it Roosevelt who used to do those things where he would just like talk,
like the fireside chats or
fireside chats. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like what Trump is doing right now by himself sometimes with his little lackey who's, sir, you were right about those straws, or Elon's next to him with his kid and they just stand in there and he does like executive order shit. Just like,
doing some more. I'm going to sit down and do a few more executive orders tonight. Fuck you guys.
There's an element of keeping the public informed and also entertained, like a Trump style of just, it's almost like a show, right? Yeah. But that keeps the press, like the ones that hate him, like there's so much to talk about. So like they're disoriented.
The ones that like him. Just constant scramble because he's like, and another thing, and another thing, and one more thing. Get it out of here.
Right.
All right.
And the stuff like the time zone stuff, or what do you call it? Daylight savings, him playing with that, the Gulf of America, the pennies stuff, the straws stuff. This is all like classic.
It's small just stuff that that there was like a round table of people, or he has people coming to him like, You know what another thing is that would be real easy, effective at least to some degree, and would make a whole lot of people go, like, it will make the press's heads explode if we get rid of pennies, but it will make a lot of people, like a lot of normal people, be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, this is just
it makes
very
you wonder,
baseline common sense stuff that nobody's even addressed before, and he's like, we're doing all of it. Let's go.
And that's one of his favorite sayings, common sense. But it makes you think, like, why didn't any other president in your lifetime ever suggest any of this, what seemed to be simple, common sense things? And that's because they're just puppets.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this guy is not a puppet, and he's showing you what you could do with this office. It's only been 3 weeks, bro. I can't believe it. If you're right, we've already gotten enough. Like, there are people who would prefer a Justin Amash presidency over what you've already just gotten, which is I'm including Elon doing all the stuff with USAID, coming up to DOE. We got RFK, you got Tulsi at DNI. They'd rather have now, and that's including all the shitty stuff that we already talked about these people, but that stuff included, they'd rather have a guy who would not stop the shit in Gaza. He would not be able to do that. No firmly worded.
I mean, he would be more anti-war about it, but he wouldn't be able to stop it any more than Trump can.
Definitely not. And you know what he also wouldn't do? Bring back the plastic straws. He wouldn't take on the pennies. He wouldn't do that shit either. So, like, at least you get some, like, little stuff. And also, dude, like the Elon Doge stuff. And we haven't even, scratched the surface with the Ron Paul stuff, really. But that is absolutely incredible. When Elon's in the Oval Office with Trump going, guys, if you don't stop spending, it's not like this is just something we want to do. If you don't stop the spending, you are going to bankrupt the country. Like, that's just true.
He's literally, not literally, but very closely giving similar talk points to a Ron Paul or a Dave Smith when they're like, we're on a suicide mission. We are going to collapse if we don't do something about this. Now we have Elon Musk, the richest man in the entire world, in the White House with his kid just hanging on his shoulder, being like, yo, guys, I've been on Twitter for some time, and I've seen what the people are saying, and it seems like this isn't working. And everybody's like, oh, he's just using his kid as cannon fodder, or he's using his kid as a shield or something. It's like they will find something wrong with everything. And this is literally just a guy who's very successful. I mean, it's not this simple, obviously. I have my concerns about Elon. But what we are witnessing, at least as far as I can tell, is a very successful businessman with another very successful businessman, and one of them has his kid on his shoulder, just a fun dad who's like, I want my kid to be a part. We are making history right now. We are changing the country. We are changing the world. And everybody's like, oh, you brought your kid? What's wrong with you? Like, shut the fuck up. Go do something of your own. You're not even raising your own kids because you're just bitching about shit on the internet. Anyway. Yeah. I did have other things. We've gotten off on a bit of a tirade here, but the Ron Paul thing kind of started with the great Liam McCollum saying Doge and at Elon Musk should let at Ron Paul lead the Federal Reserve audit, and Elon said good idea. And this is the part that I was referencing earlier where I said that libertarians are, I love them and all, but and it is a big moment. It is a big thing. It is a big fucking deal that this happened. But it was kind of funny to watch a lot of libertarians, including myself, be like, he said good idea, therefore Ron Paul's ending the Fed. It's not quite that yet, but it is closer to being possible that we not only end the Fed than ever, it's not only closer to that than ever. How sweet would it be if Ron Paul, the Ron Paul, played any hand in anything to do with rolling back, auditing, fixing to some degree, making the Federal Reserve not as evil and awful as it is? What a time to be alive, Dave.
Bro, and literally, like, it's hard to overstate how much bigger the revolution and hashtag end the Fed is now than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
It's so much bigger. You're at the main stage.
It was signs and T-shirts 10 years ago, and now
right,
it's
it was
in the White
thing.
House.
It was a niche thing, and now because of Ron Paul, who gave birth to people like Dave Smith, who goes on Theo Vaughn's show and tells him about the Federal Reserve, and then Theo Vaughn tweets out, "Let Ron Paul audit the Fed." Like, this is becoming pop culture mainstream, and no one deserves it more. The greatest living American should be known by all Americans. So that's happening right now. So even if he's going to put the fucking brain chip in me one day, that doesn't mean that this isn't good.
Right.
This is incredible.
And who knows, with the influence from libertarianism, Ron Paul, Angela McArdle, and such in this sphere and administration, and in these, like, Elon Musk seems to be, to some degree, listening to the people. And a lot of the people who are like, fuck yeah, good on this. Maybe don't brain chip us all, bro. Maybe we focus on this more. I mean, it seems like a lot of Elon's attention is diverted away from getting us all brain chipped. But, who knows what kind of influence is being, is being implanted, for lack of a better word, into Elon Musk and the White House through all of this stuff, that maybe it course corrects other things, even concerns about future technology and stuff like that could have been used for evil. If there was somebody who was making brain chips, I would prefer it's somebody who cares about humanity more than just being a really good businessman. So it seems like Elon's done a lot of shifting toward this is good for humanity more than it is good for business. And it makes me a little bit more at ease with the whole thing, but who knows?
I mean, those brain chips will, according to him, make paraplegics walk again.
Sure.
So that is kind of good for humanity. I mean, like,
yes,
it just might do other stuff too.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rabbit trails with Elon, with all of his different ventures. And even Donald Trump said, when he was talking about Elon in that press conference, he was like, he's not doing this for himself. I don't even know how he has time for all this. Yeah, and he's still like he's still one of the top video gamers in the world while running like 12 businesses that are like Fortune 500 companies.
And he tweets all day. I don't know how you just have the time for that and also run the most successful corporations and I didn't know he was a video game champion. He's got time for lots of video games. That's
I think there's some shady shit to that, quite frankly, but I don't know if it's anything that nefarious or he has other people filling in for him in places, but who knows? He does seem to have a lot of time on his hands. I don't have time to, address the White House and run 12 businesses and all that, but maybe I just don't hustle as much as this
you don't
little autistic
you don't.
man. Yeah.
You don't hustle.
I don't.
Nobody does.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yes. Now, another fun thing from Donald Trump this week. Donald Trump said, and this might be my favorite, actually. He said, "There is no need for Joe Biden to continue receiving access to classified information. Therefore, we are immediately revoking Joe Biden's security clearances and stopping his daily intelligence briefings." He set this precedent in 2021 when he instructed the intelligence community to stop the 45th president of the United States, me, from accessing details on national security, a courtesy provided to former presidents. The Hur report revealed that Biden suffers from poor memory and even in his prime could not be trusted with sensitive information. I will always protect our national security. Joe, you're fired. Make America great again. Now, first off, awesome. Just awesome. All around. Just awesome. If Biden hadn't done it before, it would be more awesome to me. Because now it feels like retaliation, and now it's just like the precedent was set that the former president locks out, or the new president locks out the former president from anything, and there's no cooperation. I don't love that precedent, but we're in such a time that it is not only awesome, it is fucking imperative, because it's been proven over and over and over again how much Biden, Obama, and everybody, Hillary Clinton and everybody else did to smear, defame, and ruin this man, put him in jail, and possibly have him assassinated. Yes, Fucking lock him out. You're not welcome here. You're toxic. Even if you're just a fucking puppet for toxic people, no, you are not welcome here. Goodbye. Dave, your thoughts?
I like how the other team will do shady shit. They'll revoke clearance or they'll investigate, but they'll do it all on the low.
Right.
That's what they do. And Trump comes out and includes everybody in it. Like he makes
He's like,
Biden,
I'm going to post this on my personal account. Fuck you all.
It's just it's so classic Trump. I do definitely appreciate it. Like you could have just done that. You could have just like handled your presidential business and been like, this is an absolute threat. This guy's
right.
You know, he's probably a spy and he's losing his mind and got that crackhead son. Like this just isn't safe for America. You could have just done that.
Right.
But he went to Twitter and instead was like, look what I'm doing, everybody. Joe Biden sucks. He's no longer the president, but guess who is? Me, baby.
It's me. Fuck that guy.
It's awesome. It's great.
Absolutely. Now, excuse me. Okay. With all this talk of balancing the budget and all that, I was gonna save libertarian talk for the after party, but
oh, you should.
I was gonna do the after party solo because I know you got things to get to, or I was gonna do the pre-party solo or the after party if I didn't get to the pre-party solo. But there are some things that I wanted to make sure that I got Dave's thoughts on, like libertarian stuff, and I know that he is as honored as anybody to discuss libertarian stuff, right, Dave?
Only with you, dude. Everybody else can suck it.
Well, it is a transition out of the last thing because Elon Musk posted, Donald Trump posted, balanced budget, DJT. I'm not sure why he needs to sign his own Truth Social post on his account that has, or his, I guess, it might be Twitter. I don't know. But
you like that balanced budget? I did that. Sign it.
I mean, it kind of feels like George W. Bush's mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's saying balanced budget and without any other context, like, did it. I don't think that's really what he's saying because, because of all the executive orders that he's signing to try and balance the budget. But balanced budget, DJT. Balanced budget, DJT. I bit my tongue. Ow. Elon Musk said in response to that, balanced budget is going to happen. And this invoked a response from the libertarians. Any idea what libertarians it might invoke a response from, Dave?
The worst ones?
Chase, 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 chase. C-H-A-S-E, chase. Chase.
That's right. It is the best opportunity for confetti. Oh, hey, Dave. It is the best opportunity for confetti because
I can't believe you fucking played that again.
I mean, it's effectively retired, but every now and then, Disney does a reboot or like a Where Are They Now type of thing. Here's where they are now. In response to Elon Musk saying balanced budget is going to happen, former failed and disgraced candidate for president of the Libertarian Party, Chase Oliver, said, and I quote, "Not it won't. I'm willing to bet Elon or anyone else that you won't get to a balanced budget. Without major cuts to entitlements and the Pentagon, you won't get anywhere near a balanced budget. Trump has said he doesn't want to touch entitlements and wants to increase Pentagon spending. There's no way to do both. The reality is to balance the budget, you have to make the hard choices on what needs to be cut. You can't just rely on cutting the fringes and waste and inefficiency, though there is plenty of that. To balance our budget, you have to be willing to be unpopular. You have to be willing to be unpopular, and that's not something Trump or the House and Senate won't risk for. That's just not something Trump or the House and Senate won't risk for fear of losing their power. Now, grammatical retardation aside, I do find it hilarious that Trump is not willing to be unpopular enough to be effective in balancing the budget, but Chase Oliver least popular candidate on the ballot, not even on my ballot, lost to Noda on my local ballot, is going to say that Trump doesn't have the balls because he's not willing to be unpopular enough. Well, there's different layers. There's different levels to being unpopular, Chase. And some people are unpopular because they're actually doing things that decrease spending and do some of the things that you pointed out in there. Waste and efficiency. It sounds like he's chastising them for the waste and efficiency cutting, or he's at least refusing to praise them because there's tons of that, but that won't do enough. There will never be enough to balance the budget. Fuck you. We're not balancing the budget because you're not willing to be unpopular. You're not nearly as unpopular as Chase Oliver. That's why he is going to balance the budget. His lack of popularity, not it won't, to which I said, prediction, Elon Musk will do more to balance the budget than Chase Oliver. That's just, there's no way of knowing whether or not that Elon Musk will do more to balance the budget than Chase Oliver, but there are signs that he might have a little bit more of a hand in any potential balanced budgeting than Chase Oliver, who spent all of his money on a 50-state campaign to fail miserably. Dave, do you got any thoughts?
Dude, I hate ingratitude. I really do despise it. And I hate ingrates. And Chase is expressing just the most pathetic kind of ingratitude. You claim to be, you identify as a libertarian, and you're not celebrating right now, or at least shutting up.
Right.
Like the least you could do is shut the fuck up.
Stop stealing my post, Dave.
What did you? That's my shit.
I think you liked it.
I thought that was original. Did I?
I think you
the
did.
least you could do is shut the fuck up. You said
I posted a couple days ago. Like, there are sadly a whole lot of libertarians who, quite literally, the most effective they've ever been in their life toward advancing liberty and bringing liberty in their lifetime, the best thing that they could possibly do is shut the fuck up. That's it. Like, you've done nothing. You've accomplished nothing. You've only fought success tooth and nail every step of the way, and now you're still fighting it. You would do more to get what you want if you just went away and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, it really tells you a lot about who he is. Like, he feels compelled to try and correct finger wag at Elon Musk.
And finger wag, it's such a good thing, too. That Elon Musk is hopeful that we're going to balance the budget. And he's like, nuh-uh, actually, we're not going to balance the budget. Fuck you.
You'll never do it. You'll never do it. You can never do it because you want entitlements. So does Trump. It's the shittiest, most ugly energy. What a fuck. Dude, I have to stop myself. I forget that he's gay sometimes, and I want to call him. I would just drop the F word, like, just normally. So
yeah, it has nothing to do with his sexual proclivity.
It has nothing.
It has everything to do with him being.
You're just yeah, exactly.
Being a faggot.
Exemplifying that's the problem.
Stop doing that. You can do whoever you want. Just stop being so insufferable in every way.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. I can't believe you played that intro again. Chase, 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 chase.
All right, now we do have more libertarian news because in the last week and a half, Dave, we've gotten a regime change of our own in the LP. And when I say we, I mean y'all, because I still haven't mentioned this on the main channel, but I meant to mention it last week and didn't get to it. When I said that I rejoined the Libertarian Party because of everything that Angela McCardle had done, I had every intention of rejoining the Libertarian Party. 100% honest. I did not get around to it yet. And then everything else happened, and Angela left, and now we have a new chair, Stephen Nikela. Do you got any thoughts? I don't know Stephen Nikela that well. I do know there was this whole debacle with somebody posted something sharing something of Kanye and said, I guess free speech is okay, and he did not fire this social media person, but he did gloat, whether or not he actually fired him, he did gloat about that we just had a brand new opening from our social media team. If anyone's interested, I know that probably nobody of any sanity knows about any of this, so I suppose I should break it down more slowly. But the Libertarian Party LP National posted after having this new chair said, "Say what you will about Kanye, but if he's allowed to speak as he has, we have free speech here." And they shared a post of Kanye saying, "Some of my best friends are Jewish, and I don't trust any of them."
You could have just said the tweet without
Right.
retweeting Kanye.
You didn't need the specific example, but yeah. I mean, say what you will about Kanye and this post, but if this post is allowed to happen, then we have free speech here. And it just seems odd that the Libertarian Party, I don't know, if I'm playing devil's advocate, I understand to some degree why sharing the quote wasn't necessarily the best marketing strategy, but if it was like somebody was pressured out of or fired or removed from a position of social media because of this post that is just saying free speech is clearly okay or clearly allowed here because this is fucking crazy, like, I don't think that's a fireable offense by any means. But what do you know about this new regime? What do you know about, I don't know, any of the inner workings going on, Dave? I've mostly stayed out of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have either, but what do you know?
Yeah, I know that, for a minute there, I was looking like we might have like a special election or something where it was looking like Heiss and Justin Amash were interested in the role, and people were talking about having debates, and I thought that was pretty cool, only because I know those guys represent, kind of the dominant, maybe wings of the party. And to be,
even though one of them's not in the party, but yeah.
Right, exactly. But I could have tolerated, obviously Heiss is my boy.
I take that back. Technically, I think he is in the party just as much as Donald Trump and RFK Jr. Justin Amash is in the party.
Exactly.
But ran as a Republican again and has had nothing to do with us except for when it's convenient. But yeah.
But it looks like some people on the board that I think might have been Mecox at one point might have, felt a different way about moving that way. So, yeah, it looks like they had like a 4-hour call. Heiss was on there and Stephen Nikela. And I think he announced that night that he was going to, he would be up for the position. I think that's how it worked. Anyway, yeah, he's like an interim chair. He used to be, I think he was endorsed by the Mises Caucus to be an at-large member of the board, I believe.
I do remember, I think, I know very little about this guy. I've seen him at a lot of the things. I mean, no disrespect in saying this. I'm not familiar with him. But I do remember his name coming up in the Nick Sarwark, Jussie Smollett incident at convention in Reno, I think, that I filmed, because Nick Sarwark turns it. Stephen Nikela was a witness to this or something. So I don't really know. He was more a Mises Caucus guy at that time, right? And he's a little bit more pragmatic, I guess, might be a fair word now. Would that be?
I don't want to insult that guy that much because he hasn't been there to do anything.
I said pragmatic because that was the nicest way I could say anti-Mises Caucus, anti-takeover, whatever.
So I don't know his intentions. But I'll say, there are people in the party that are just the worst people. I just can't be around. He is not in that category. There's many subtle levels, right? From people that I love and respect and who are amazing and talented, all the way over to these are the shittiest people on the planet that you don't want to share a room with.
Sure.
And he's probably somewhere in the middle. I think, dude, like most politicians, and I don't care if he hears us or what, but like most people who engage in politics, they kind of are farts in the wind, dude. Like whatever is kind of the prevailing line of the time, they'll go with to keep their position. He's been there for years. It's my belief that if you were going to do something amazing on the LNC, you would have already done it by now or suggested it or something.
Has Heiss not been there for years?
Heiss
I guess
has
he's
never
not
been
on the LNC. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Though Heiss got Defend the Guard enacted as a policy of the LNC. He got Project Decentralization.
He got Angela McArdle, a chair that got Ross freed and got all of this stuff.
But this is why, if you liked those things, that would have been a good argument for elevating Heiss to the position of chair. That didn't work out. But no, man, I expect Here's the bad news, and I'll wrap it up with some good news. I expect to see more stunning and brave, classic Libertarian Party, kind of cringeworthy, a little bit just non-effective messaging for the next couple years. But the good news is the Libertarian Party can't do shit except leverage their presidential candidate. It's the only time that anybody ever gives a fuck about your party or pays attention to it at all. That's
Unless
the
your
truth.
chair is doing something.
Well, that's the thing. You have to be really special. You have to be very creative to make it do something outside of that time period. She did that. She took advantage of that. I doubt you'll see anything like that from these people, but I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I don't have any personal beef with this guy. I don't think that one of the first moves being, seemingly to some degree axing somebody for using free speech on your platform. I understand the marketing issue side of things. It's a real bad look if the post is about freedom of speech and this being a free speech platform, and then the person, I don't know who it is gone and you're gloating about it right after. Whatever. As you said, he's not the worst, probably. And for as little as we know about the guy, no disrespect again, it's probably better that we don't know that much about him, because there are some people that we do know plenty of who are running for chair next time around. Dave, have you heard any names trickled out there for chair in 2026?
Yeah, I know the head Fagritarian himself is shooting for that. Good for him.
Chase Oliver too. So all good company all around.
Really? Is Chase running? Did he say he is?
Chase did say, a while back that he was planning on running for chair. I don't know if he's still holding to that, but he has said it publicly that he's planning on running for chair. Yes, for what it's worth. Just thought it was worth a mention. I mean, this is obviously too long, didn't read material here to say I, as the loser who has been, trying to ruin everybody's lives who are trying to accomplish things and pretending like I have some sort of moral superiority by calling people out for petty nonsense bullshit, made an entire your entire brand is just calling people out for things that you don't like. Just a total shitbag. Podcaster whose podcast doesn't even do podcasts, and when they do, it's a Zoom call of a bunch of fat dudes sitting around going, "Oh, that was bad too, wasn't it? Yeah, sure was bad." That guy is running for chair in the Libertarian Party in 2026, and I hereby, for now, my endorsement might change in the future, but I hereby fully endorse it. Dave. I'm here for the chaos, Dave. I've been here for the chaos from the start. Like, you guys want your Chase Oliver. You got that and you saw how it went. Get your whoever this guy is, John Hudak guy. Get him in there as the chairman. The people who had the most to say about, hey, the adults need to be back in the room when the Mises Caucus got in there because these guys don't know how to run a party. They don't know how to do anything. Yes, please get John Hudak in there and let him have it. That is the chaos pill in me that wants it to happen just as much as I enjoy the fact that David Hogg is now the vice chair of the Democratic Party, because I love little retarded, angry little boys who make their entire life being angry, their entire personality being angry. I like giving them the keys to things and seeing how they drive it into a ditch. Dave, any thoughts?
I got thoughts about David Hogg. Dude, I think I'm with you. Because, like I said, man, I don't. You guys can do whatever you want, but I am definitely not going to go back and forth with this fucking loser and people that are, that's the difference. That's why I'm better than him, and all of these people, because they will fight and claw for this thing that doesn't mean anything to me if it's not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I am declaring too, like, this is yours. And if I'm ever to have anything to do with the Libertarian Party again, it's going to be because they put up a magnanimous, dynamic, energetic, awesome fucking candidate that's doing something spectacular. And if they're not, then I don't give a fuck what you losers do with this party.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
Or the name, or the brand, or anything. Take it,
my
go.
God.
It's fine.
If we learned anything last
fuck it
time,
up all you want.
The gayer it is, the gayer this party is, the fucking scummier it is, then you get the better result. Chase Oliver is the perfect example. We don't need to run a radical ANCAP. We need to run the fucking scummiest LGBTQ tramp stamp. Just do that. Go ahead.
I mean, you got the evil Angela McArdle, who was only there to get Trump elected, as we all secretly knew from the beginning. That was the big scandal. Like these Mises Caucus guys are just getting in there so that they can get Trump elected, and then you guys put up Chase Oliver, and you single-handedly got Trump elected, and we did not support him up until that point. So go ahead, take the brand, take the name, take the stuff if you want it. I don't give a shit. I'm not a cult member. I will join the party when it excites me and when it's doing good things, and when it's not, I will talk about it on the internet. But yeah, like if this is what you want, by all means, delegates, you decide. Chase Oliver versus John Hudak, I want to see that debate. Go ahead. You guys have at each other. I'm going to go, support people who are doing shit.
Yeah, and I'll give a little bit of maybe just like a reality check for our own people too. And props to Mike Heiss and the Mises Caucus for putting together Project Decentralized Revolution, the local coalition strategy and how to win local small races. Mm-hmm. But here's the problem, guys. That only works if you maintain control of the party and you change the culture of the party. You can't have that if you do this back and forth with these fucking losers every 2 years or 4 even. You can't do it. It's a long-term generational strategy that would be great if you could have an actual libertarian party. But if you insist on doing this back and forth with the pink-haired fucking crazies and the lawfare and the people who fucking dox you and all this bullshit, then you will always come back to the same thing. Your reputation will be shit forever. Mm-hmm. And when people think of libertarianism, they will think of the stripper pole fat dancer and that kind of shit. That is what you will always be. The only thing you'll ever have is a presidential candidate that you can leverage somehow. And that happens every 4 years. So for me, that's not...
And you didn't leverage it either.
That's not enough. Exactly. You've historically not done that. But that's not enough for me to work within a party all the time for that. Are you fucking crazy? Life is short. You better go do something else.
Yeah.
So let these losers have it. Is my advice. Unless you got a real fucking plan. Steve Nikela, if your big plan is just to be principled when the other duopoly part, shut the fuck up. That's not enough.
Yes.
So
we did that. We did that a lot. We've been doing that for a long time, and now Angela is still. From what I understand, making waves and having influence in the Republican Party. And no, we can't make the Republican Party a libertarian party, but we've successfully made we've shown the value of libertarianism to enough people that the Republican Party is swinging hard libertarian right now. And even people that were in the Democratic Party swung, like Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Democrats swung into the Republican Party, and now many of them, much like Robert Kennedy Jr. is he is working with libertarians. He was pushing for a libertarian nomination, and we have Donald Trump who's listening to libertarians, and we have Elon Musk is putting out what's his name, Mises shit and libertarian theology shit on his biggest platform in the world right now, and you're still going to keep fighting over a party? I'm going to go to the Republican Party. If the Republican Party is going to become more libertarian than the Libertarian Party, then the libertarian thing to do is become a Republican and continue to make the Republican Party more libertarian. And if you think that is a selling out of principles, then enjoy your principles and enjoy your complete irrelevance in your party that nobody cares about because they're unwilling to work with anybody to gain any sort of ground for liberty. We have so many people right now who are doing big work for liberty that aren't even libertarians, don't claim to be libertarians, aren't taking the pledge of the NAP, and they're not joining the party, but they're creating more liberty in our lifetime than all the libertarians are doing. So shut the fuck up. It's the best you've got to offer right now while we go, I guess, make the Republican Party great again, which is not something that I want to do or say. I would love for the Libertarian Party to continue to be relevant, but it's not going to be, as far as I can tell. If it does, please prove me wrong. Please make it relevant. Please continue what Angela did as far as getting these negotiations and getting these wins for liberty. Keep doing that. And if so, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt the entire time. I don't care. But if you don't, and the Republican Party's creating the libertarian wins, then what do you think the libertarians are going to do at that point? Are they going to just stick around because you've got the name and the brand? Or are they going to go where liberty is? I'm going to go where liberty is. That's all. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry, I got mad.
No, I love it. Yeah, you have every right to be. That's the proper emotion. No, you know what?
I'm also making videos for Roger Ver right now, and they're direct pleas to the President of the United States that are being delivered to the President of the United States. I don't care what you're doing with the Libertarian Party. I'm trying to get a guy freed, and you're not. You're not doing anything but trying to sue people inside your party because you don't like their politics. I'm really done.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Dave.
No. I would love to see Nicole Shanahan, go on a deeper dive. She's already been great. She's fallen in love with Ron Paul and Thomas Massey, and she's spoken extremely highly of libertarians and, credits the Libertarian Party for kind of hooking up Trump and RFK in the beginning, which gave kind of birth to this larger coalition, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll just say that if the Libertarian Party, if the best it can do right now is to be a party of John Hudak's and Chase Oliver's, then I'm calling on billionaire, philanthropist, and beautiful soul Nicole Shanahan to think about the NAP, sign it, dump $1 million or $2 million into this party, and bring in all of your people and flood out the shitty people that might even be better on tax policy than you. Or maybe, they want pocket nukes for everybody, but you just want to bring back machine guns. It's like, I'll take you over those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. So again, that's my hope. Real people should be out in the real world doing real things that affect liberty. I do it every fucking day. Dissident Media does it every fucking day. Lots of great organizations do that. The Libertarian Party does not do that. You have a opportunity every 4 years to do something cool, and most of the time you drop that ball.
Yeah.
So you really have to do some soul searching right now, because you're losing all your, like Angela's gone. She was brilliant. She did amazing things. Heiss is, not going to be the chair, so you're going to have to do some other stuff. Like and subscribe.
Don't always have to acknowledge it, but yeah.
And then you got me and Smotz here too. He's making all those videos for you guys, trying to pump up your message. And it's like, even, man, with all the good stuff we had, it's just like, it's not even all these shitty people's fault, man. It's just like, our people didn't show up to convention and you got chased. Like that happened too. The good people, there's not enough good people.
People showed up to convention. There was a bunch of shady shit that went on and drug it late into the night, and then you got chased. I mean,
some of that too, but they wanted it more. They stayed till Monday because they were ready to fucking kill. And we were there like, well, we would prefer, maybe we'll take Tremont. I don't know. Like, no.
Yeah. Attention, everyone.
I'm not meaning to play music. I don't know why. Like, the music was playing in my ear first, and then I was trying to pause it, and then it played other music. But I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying over the fat beats, Dave.
I lost my train of thought there anyway because I got excited about the beat too.
That's all right. I also wanted to make note of a couple, what I would say, wins. One of them is breaking news. We'll get into that in a second. But earlier today, James Hummey, I don't know him, but he is the, I guess, the newly elected chair of the Libertarian Party of Illinois, reached out to me. And he is apparently a Mises Caucus guy, which I have had nothing to do with the Libertarian Party of Illinois because they all seem to be completely anti-Mises Caucus, and I live in a very blue state, so I did not have a whole lot of hope. He reached out to me and wants to talk, so that's a win. I don't know where that goes, but I'm happy to give advice to my local party to do things that might make me enthusiastic enough to take part in my local party. I'm all for it. Everybody can be better in whatever party they are in, and if any branch of the Libertarian Party wants to be better, I fully support it. And if they want to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, you are literally insane. So good on the Libertarian Party of Illinois. I'll have to look into that more in the future, and I will keep you guys all informed on anything I know. But other breaking news, and we'll end on this. It's not all bad, and this was sent to me breaking by my on the street correspondent, my wife, as we were having this conversation. Apparently Toad said, I kind of want to run for chair just to make the worst people really angry. And somebody posted, for LP chair, Toad for LP chair, be less gay as a slogan.
Less gay. A little bit.
Not gay, just less gay. You're still a libertarian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I did post something about a week or two ago that was saying that we should push for, when all this drama was going on, I said that Toad should be the next chairman. Because if it's not somebody of value, at least make it somebody of humor. And I support the chaos in all forms, be it the chaos that is valuable of, Angela creating a little bit of chaos at our convention and getting Ross Ulbricht freed and all these other things, or be it the chaos of throwing somebody in there. Like, I started my libertarian journey much in part on the Vermin Supreme campaign. I like the chaos, and if there's not value in the button-up, then throw the chaos, fuck up the works until somebody can realign it and make something valuable out of it. If there is no value in it, then fuck it up, chaos it up, and at least have some fun with it, because otherwise it's doing nothing. It's not even entertaining us. It's just sitting there in the dusty corner of libertarianism, pretending to be relevant, pretending to be the party of Murray Rothbard and Ludwig von Mises and dare I say Hans Hermann Hoppe. It's just pretending to be the party of Ron Paul if it's just sitting there doing nothing, because these are people who didn't just speak words. They went out and made differences and made arguments in the right places that had value, that made changes, or at least they tried. And we are arguing on Twitter that Kanye's thing was too mean or something. I don't even know anymore, but that's it.
Well, that's the real problem with these people, though, bro, is that you're actually seeing a libertarian transformation in the world, in the real world, and you refuse to see it, or you don't like it, or you'd rather it not, or I just don't understand it. So that in lies the real crux of the issue, is that the Libertarian Party is an energy suck and a losers club.
Yeah,
that's the fact. It is a depot for disaffected Democrats and Republicans, and the only barrier of entry is $25. Mm-hmm. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. You can bring in commies and scumbags and socialists and nihilists and fucktards and retards and all kinds of shitty people. That's it. So you can't. There's nothing to do with that.
You're not getting my $25 until you fucking earn it.
Right.
Angela earned it, and then Angela bounced. So you guys earn it, and you might get my $25.
Heard. Yeah. I'll see you in 4 years. You guys do something cool.
That's 2 years.
That's what no, I don't give a fuck about your next chair.
Well, I mean, if Stephen Akela comes out and he starts negotiating with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Donald Trump and gets another win, if one of them plays a big hand in getting Roger Ver freed,
okay,
I'm down. Yeah,
all
fuck
right.
yeah.
You
show me a win,
cool.
I'll show you support. That's fine.
Do something cool. I probably won't be at the next convention though, because they take like 4 or 5 fucking days. And honestly, I just don't care who you put up for chair. Though, when I see the post about Toad and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, all right. Just when I thought I was getting taken away, I might as well dip my toes in. Yeah, you could do something cool. I'm quick to forgive, but right now I'm just not excited by anything you're doing. So.
Right. Which is so sad, because it's right off of the biggest libertarian wins of all time. And, impress us. Wow us. we are begrudgingly still in your corner to do something great. Do something great. We'll give you a big old thumbs up and praise you all day long. No shame, no problem. But if you do nothing, you'll get, at best, nothing. At worst, we're gonna call you retarded.
Dan will still play Chase Oliver content though. He'll still get it.
All right, that's a good place to wrap it up. And well, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. I was gonna play confetti, but now it seems meaningless and lackluster at this point, and I don't even feel like acknowledging or addressing it or anything. But we did a show, and lots has happened. I didn't mean to end on libertarian stuff, but if we're not doing after party, I did want to get your thoughts on these things, Dave, because whether you like it or not, you do have a voice in the liberty movement. You do have an invested interest to at least some degree in the liberty movement, if not the Libertarian Party, and we both do. We both want success. We both want libertarian wins. We both want... I don't care who does it. I don't care who does it at all. Like, if one of these fakertarian people who or just like the lolberts or libertarians or whatever you want to call them, the people who are never satisfied if the person that they didn't like is doing the thing that they do like, those people, like if those people spent like 50 years saying, I really want $1 million. I really want $1 million. I really want $1 million. And then I really want $1 million from a white dude. I really want $1 million from a white dude. I really want $1 million from a white dude. And then a black dude showed up and handed them $1 million. They'd be like, fuck you. You're not white.
They are actually.
That's literally what's happening. Like, not that it's necessarily race. That's spicy to make my point here. But the guy that is doing what you've been demanding that anybody do, you're mad. You're still mad that he's the one doing it. I'm sorry you lost the election. Who gives a fuck? You could be winning right now, but you insist on losing. Continue losing, loser. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to go where the winners are and keep getting wins for liberty, even if it makes me feel icky that Donald Trump is the one doing it. And that is the end of the show. Dave, do you have any final thoughts? I could rant all night, apparently, but do you have any final thoughts on all the things that we covered today? All the wins, all the losses in Trump and the fucking libertarians.
Yeah, they can say that they're not supporting him because of Gaza, but it's really because he took the pronouns off the email list. That's really what it is. Let's be honest. Yeah, we covered a lot. Gotta be able to dude, I wish we could have spent the whole episode talking about how cool it is that Ron Paul is getting his day in the sun. That's really
feel free to elaborate more on that if you like, because that is the biggest thing of the day.
It is, and I just feel like, man, if you just lead your life like purely and be brave even when it's tough, like think about how long he's done this shit, and just, he was trying to doge it up in the early 80s, bro, the Reagan era, talking about cutting all this shit. Mm-hmm. And finally, like, what a redemption. Like, not only are you not like, just like, you got the blackout from the media 12, 15 years ago. And now the richest, most powerful guy in the world who's got standing next to the president is like sharing your shit. Listen to this guy. It's so rewarding. I feel rewarded from it. So I hope Ron Paul feels like at 89 going on 90 years old that like this is what happens when you lead an like it might take till you're 90, but you will get it. You will get that validation that what you were doing was right. And it's just,
or you might not. There was a real good chance Ron Paul wasn't going to get any mention at any point in time in history before he died about his plans for the Federal Reserve or, the national government. And now it's being preached from the highest points of authority
to a fucking rocket and send it into space, dude. It's like,
and I think space is fake, but I still support that.
Yeah. And it's only been 3 weeks. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we're going to see a lot more cool shit.
And it's only Wednesday.
I know. Very exciting.
Yeah. It's hard to keep up. And especially when we do a week and a half without being on our game. So Might have to step our game up, Dave.
We've been pretty regular lately, but yeah, we did miss it, and I missed doing the show and missed chatting with you. And yeah, let's not do it again. Let's make sure that we get here next week and do the damn thing.
Same time, same station, whenever we do it, wherever we do it. Dave, thanks for being here, man. Always a pleasure. Where can people find you or anything that you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Dave vs. Goliath 1, and follow Dissident Media on Twitter as well. And like and subscribe and smash that subscribe button.
That's right. Yes. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for, supporting the show, even in our ups and downs. A lot of stuff is going on. Personal lives, and also trying to get Roger Ver life saved by means of the president. So there's some things going on for liberty that are not only more important than the Libertarian Party, infinitely more important than talking about the Libertarian Party, and more important than sometimes doing a show, sadly. But we will be back here, and we will be back here as often as we possibly can to keep you abreast of everything that's going on in the world and all the Libertarian wins and losses and whatever else comes up. I would love to talk about other things than politics sometime, but gosh darn it, there's just so much good politics in the news. So while it's there, we're going to talk about it, and we'll see you when we do. Until then, question everything, stay uncomfortable, be bad, have fun, and stop being a fucking bitch. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Smash all the like and subscribe buttons, because that's what we say at the end of videos. Good night, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day.